returning guys in terms of, do you see confident guys out there?
I do. You know why? Because they worked hard in the offseason. They've trimmed their bodies up. They're strong. And I've told them this. I think I've maybe said this before. I maybe watched 4 plays from last year. I don't care what happened last year. You know? I mean, maybe it's an exaggeration. Maybe it's 10. I don't know. But, you know, don't hold me to the 4. But, I mean, the bottom line is I didn't, because I don't know what they were told last year. So I'm going to give each one of these guys a fair chance. And what I've seen is guys have worked hard in the weight room. They've trimmed their bodies down, and they're working hard on the practice field. And, you know, we're asking them to do something different than they were asked to do last year. So until I see anything differently, I'm going to give each one of these guys a fair chance. So, you know, at the end of the day, yeah, last year was last year, this year is this year, and we're just going to keep working and getting these guys confident because I think they're good football players. I'm not, you know, it wasn't productive last year, but they can be productive this year. I believe that they can get it done.
How much is Defino Ziegler slimmed up specifically? I mean, he's looked, of the guys out there, he looks like the most slimmed up maybe. Do you know what he's done?
You know, I have not got with Zach and asked him exactly what his numbers are, but I know it's quite a significant number. But I tell you what, he's got great hands. He made a catch today. I mean, it was like last second. It was behind him. And, I mean, like I said, all these guys can catch the ball, which in this offense, you know, we're going to have one-on-one matchups with linebackers on our play-action stuff. And, you know, that can be a weapon to us, to be honest with you.
Quicker and more agile.
Absolutely. You know, and then we're gonna make these guys run, like I said, they're going to run 50 yards or last play every time. So what we'll do is, let's say it's a you get 3 plays, right? So on your third play, if you get the ball, if it's 60 yards, you're scoring no matter what. So then I get conditioning out of that, all right? So I'm teaching them and training them that, you know what, we're trying to score touchdowns every time we get the ball, all right? And then the last play, that's your conditioning, and you run back, and then we're ready for the next time you go in.
That's what they were doing when you were here, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I can remember those guys. Amon Green going 50, Lawrence Phillips going 50, Damon Bay, all those guys. I mean, it's a mentality. It's a mindset. It's the culture that we're trying to create here, that we're trying to score every time at the running back spot, which this is a position that's historically, you know, one of the best in college football. We got to get it back.
The morning practice is a different thing for Nebraska. What I mean, we've talked about the advantages from the standpoint of players. Why do you like it as a coach, or how can it benefit you as a coach?
Well, I just love it because we get up and we get the day going, and you know, we just get everything flowing to where when I wake up, I know I got this, and this. We get on that practice field, then I get a little break, and then we come back and we watch the film, and then, you know, we're not sitting around all day till 3 o'clock waiting for practice because, you know, depending on the day, that can get a little, you know, monotonous or whatever. It's good. It gets me going. You know, I'm sweating right now. I mean, but, you know, when people are sleeping, we're working, and that, you know, out on the field. And I'm telling you, the guys will end up loving it. We as coaches love it. You don't have class misses like you could have, you know, when you have the afternoon practice and the guy has 8 o'clock or 10 o'clock, 11, because he's up. He's ready to go. And, you know, plus in the Big Ten, we play a lot of 11 o'clock games. So we're used to getting up and getting used to that. And I think that's a big deal when you're, especially in this conference. You get that ESPN 11 o'clock kickoff. That's huge.
Hey, that duck R position that you talked about with Miles Jones coming in, who are some of the guys that are working at that spot now?
You know, Wilbon's doing that a little bit. Greg Bell could do it. Wyatt Mazur can do it, you know. I mean, those 3 guys, and then obviously we'll give Miles. I mean, everybody has to know it, but certain body types present, you know, to where we would want maybe a different guy to do that, you know, at that position. But that's such a good position in this offense if you can find the right guys to do it, because one time they're in the backfield, one time they're at receiver, one time it's empty, we motion it back in. So you can really mess with the defense when that position is a caliber where you can get a guy in space and make people miss.
Could Spielman be a guy like that?
Well, yeah, that's why, honestly, I mean, we have a lot of those guys at the receiver position more than we do at the running back position. So those guys can be the pitch guy on the option. They can come back in and we can motion him out, and he can be the bubble guy on the different stuff. We have more guys at the receiver than we do at running back that fit that type of position, absolutely.
And when you compare the first 3 here to your first 3 spring practices at UCF, I mean, how much further ahead would you say you guys are, just knowing what you're doing and kind of what you're doing?
Well, I mean, just with coaches, I mean, that was my first deal. You know, I'm learning the details myself. You know, I was a head JUCO coach, and I coached, you know, I had to make sure everything was going. And now here I'm the running backs in an offense that is, you know, 100 miles an hour. So like I said before, I had to learn everything. But, yeah, we're a lot farther along because every one of the coaches came up, and we've done this install before. Now, we're not a well-oiled machine out there. No way. I mean, the defense had a great day today. You know, we had our spots. But, I mean, let's be honest. If we're just running up and down the field on our defense after day 3, that's probably not a good thing, you know. so there's obviously we're selfish and want to be executing at the highest level, but it takes a little more time. But guys are going where they're supposed to be, but they're drowning right now because we're giving them a lot. I mean, I can't show you the install, but it's like a whole page of stuff, and so they got to learn it. But we'd rather have them drown now, and then we can fix the details in the meetings.
Where does Coach Walters fit into that? Because I know he's the coordinator, but Scott's an offensive guy. Verduzco's coaching the quarterbacks. Where does Coach Walters fit in? How does he help coordinate the effort on offense?
Well, it starts when we meet. He kind of runs the meetings and stuff, gets it organized. But when you look at it, if you go high level into games, Troy's up in the box and does a great job with suggestions and this, that, and the other for Coach Frost. And we all kind of we all build up the game plan, which we all kind of have a role, which makes us feel good that we're all kind of involved in it. It's not one guy doing it. And so we all kind of have our little niche that we do, and so everybody feels good about the game plan going into it. But Coach Walters does a great job with his position as an offensive coordinator, and all our guys do. I mean, you got good coaches here that care about the players and want these guys to succeed, and we're trying to make this deal fun. If you listen out here, we got music going, but you got to focus when the music's going, because you're out at Ohio State and there's 90,000 people. You better be able to listen and see the signal and do all that kind of stuff. And so that's what's training us now, even though we're not playing a game yet.
Thanks, Ron.
Yep.